Season 5.
No, Jay. Possibly the greatest comic book movie of all time. Easily the greatest comic book movie of the year so far.
Oh, definitely.
Don't act like you don't want to fuck Black Panther. Everyone wants to fuck Black Panther now.
He is impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
60% of the time, Black Panther does it for you.
Every time.
Come on, give me some deets. Tell me how excited it made you. Don't act like you weren't laughing at that scene with Sam and Bucky in the car. Well, them looking at Cap.
Oh yeah, that was definitely good stuff. I liked a lot of it. I thought it was really good. It was very entertaining, but then again, it left me wanting so much more. I was so excited to see Ant-Man blow up. I was actually.
I love the evil laugh.
And I thought they were going to save that for the movie, but I imagine they're probably just going to save the Wasp storyline for the next film.
Actually, the Wasp is going to be in the next Avengers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those who did this movie were like, you can't have the Avengers without the Wasp, so they're not going to wait for the sequel to Ant-Man. They're doing it in Avengers. They consider her an essential Avenger because they're right.
Wowie.
Hey, come on. How did you like Spider-Man and Hot May?
I found it hilarious to me, but it was I didn't see anything wrong with Andrew Garfield, but I saw a lot wrong with the storyline that was going on there.
No, there was nothing wrong with Andrew Garfield. No, let me take that. It's not wrong, but it's something Kevin Smith has mentioned several times that basically kind of, in my mind, means this Tom Holland kid kind of killed it in a way none of the others did. He's got a Queen's accent.
Right. I thought he was fun, and the whole interaction between Robert Downey Jr. and Marissa Tomei was hilarious.
The whole interaction with Spider-Man and everybody is hilarious. That thing does not obey the law of physics at all. Okay, people, before we get into the main show, we're going to start with our pre-show segment called The Winchester Gospel, where Jake and Chuck got in Supernatural. I can tell from that laugh they've met Chuck.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Definitely met Chuck. I've met Crowley.
Last week I mentioned the episode where they go to the Supernatural convention. You should have reached that episode by now.
Right, man.
Which had my favorite Sam line ever. Yeah, and also, we want you to know, Chuck, if you want to keep making books, we suppose it's cool. Really? No, we have guns. We will find you.
The fact that Chuck is a prophet for the Winchester boys. Oh, my God.
How shocked were you when you found out that Dean Winchester reads Kurt Vonnegut?
Oh, Jesus.
How shocked were you when you found out Dean reads?
How shocked was I when I found out he was obsessed with Dr. Sexy?
That wasn't shocking. That was amazing.
And the fact that the trickster is fucking Gabriel. And, so many fucking bombs going off. I'm going all over the place with this fucking season, man. And I know it only gets worse from here on out. And
did you start on season 6 yet?
No, next episode would be episode 16.
Oh, wait. I gotta see what trigger. Wait, you're on season 5?
Season 5, episode 16 is the next one.
You're not there yet. Okay. Okay.
Dude, Cass.
I'm gonna do something real quick, and the next time you hear this, it's gonna blow your mind.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Won't you let me live just one more year?
Well, then.
Oh, you're going to hear that again. And when you do, it is one of the greatest scenes in the entirety of Supernatural. I am not joking. Easily the best character introduction. Actually, I would argue it's one of the best character introductions in the entirety of television.
It just the show, man.
You see, now it's time for you to admit you've been lying all this time. You said you're Team Dean. We know you're not Team Dean.
Huh?
You've been Team 1967 Chevy Impala this whole time.
I've been Team Car the whole fucking time, but I really.
And now you're probably Team Bobby.
I do love Bobby. I really do. But I really, for some reason, I adore Cass.
Not adore Cass.
He's all like awkward, ness and.
He's the funniest angel in the garrison. Ask anyone.
Oh my God.
Wait till you get to the line. I learned that from the Pizza Man.
Oh, geez. Some of his lines are just fucking brilliant.
The guy who plays him is awesome on Twitter, too.
Misha Collins, yeah.
He's great. Oh, wait till you get to a certain episode in season 6.
I'm definitely making my way through it. So, I mean, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm making some good timing. I might, season finale of 11 is this Wednesday. So by the time I catch up with everything, I can wait for, the new season 12 to come out.
There's like a blue thing bouncing on my screen. Hold on. Let's see how these look. Okay, good. Anyway. We got the other ring.
Exciting is. We haven't gone live yet.
Anywho, we're live.
It tells me we're off air.
No, we've been live for the last 7 minutes.
Huzzah!
Well then.
I always hit the start broadcast button as soon as 9 o'clock hits. We are live. It is live.
Oh, man.
Voices throughout this whole episode. Snoogans. Welcome to High Class Geek News, where we completely ignore anything that's important so we can instead talk about the news you actually give a shit about. I'm your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. I am joined today by the adorable geek couple that is Jixie, who are on Season 5 of Supernatural. We have finally seen Captain America Civil War.
Yes. Which
has grossed $1 billion recently.
Yeah.
Celebrate! Celebrate! Speaking of celebration, tonight's episode, the 50-year mission. What's the main story?
The 50-year mission.
John would have figured this out instantly. I knew you guys wouldn't.
Oh, thanks.
This week marks the 50th anniversary. Let me give you a hint.
Is it the Doctor?
The final frontier.
Oh.
Of the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Enterprise E. Space 9. Voyager.
There's a lot of happy Trekkies out there, isn't there?
Huh?
A lot of happy Trekkies out there celebrating an anniversary.
Yep. What can I say? We're all going pon far out this week. Hey, we Star Trek people have a tendency to reproduce. Look at all the Klingon weddings. Look at them.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, we call BDSM, a Klingon calls the awkward prom night where you lost your virginity.
Oh.
Wow, he went there.
Yes.
Apparently, I've come to the conclusion Klingon sex must be really, really good because I've seen everything from various humanoids to even Ferengi happily accept serious physical injury to have it and only come out looking proud that they did it afterwards.
Well, okay.
I'm like, what the heck? Anyway. Happy anniversary. The great bird in the sky is happy. It's made it this far. It continues. I actually got some awesome Star Trek news coming up later. I'm not sure if I like the idea still of Justin Lin, who I've mentioned several times. He's only known for like Fast and Furious movies, so I'm like, what are you doing on Star Trek? But he did something that earned my respect. We'll be bringing that up at the end of the episode. So even though I'm not 100% certain I think he's the best director for Star Trek, I am more than happy he's working on it. I believe there is love there. So yes, people, we have lived long and prosper. And for those wondering, I'm on season 6, towards the end of it. I should be starting season 7 for the weeks out of TNG before I move on to Deep Space Nine.
Oh, jeez.
No, Deep Space Nine, I've already watched all the way through once. I recommend you guys see that one. Like, not in terms of, like, get into Star Trek or anything. Just watch it by itself. It is frickin' awesome. It's what happens in the Star Trek universe when it goes to war, and these are the characters on the front line.
I think I've seen a couple of episodes, like, here and there of all different kinds of Star Trek.
Also, Benjamin Sisko is the motherfucking man. This is a guy whose response to the Borg was to design a ship that's basically made out of weapons. Which becomes their main ship.
Lovely.
Okay, moving on to film news. We got 2 trailers that came out this week. Star Trek Beyond.
Did not watch.
Actually, I think this one's better. This is better than the other one.
Amazing.
It's much more character focused, plus lots of exploding. And also, we got a new Ghostbusters trailer.
Oh, my brain.
Also, an improvement to its last one. Though I really am annoyed that it got the most dislikes of any trailer on YouTube history. That's stupid.
Oh.
There are much worse trailers on YouTube. I'm not defending the trailer.
100,000 or something dislikes?
Yeah, but seriously, there are far worse. You want to give that many dislikes to a trailer? Go look up the original Team America World Police trailer. That is the one.
I will give that all the way.
The trailer, which is the trailer for one of the most hilarious movies made in the last 16 years, which is one of the least hilarious trailers ever, because the studio that was perfectly okay with releasing an R-rated puppet movie for adults were worried about what would happen when the kids watched the trailer. Kevin Smith put it best. The way it works in Hollywood is you just kind of fail upwards. Speaking of Warner Brothers, it turns out they did not quite get the reception they wanted for Batman v Superman. And as I mentioned before, they put way too much money into this comic book universe idea to just say goodbye.
I'm surprised that they're shocked that it didn't get the recognition they thought it would.
I'm not, because there's a very clear disconnect with the higher ups in Warner Brothers between, they are all about the bottom line. I like the fact that they go to extreme lengths to get a movie out there, but all they care about is whether or not something succeeds. They don't put too much thought into why something succeeds, and they clearly do not understand what current tastes are. They just try to keep up with them. That said, they've decided that since they can't abandon the project, we need a changing of the guard. From now on, people put in charge of Warner Brothers' whole film department, at the very least the one handling DC Cinematic Universe, is John Berg, and writer of Green Lantern, Just JSA, The Flash, Jeff Johns.
Okay.
Basically, he's pretty much, how can I put this? He's the #1 guy in DC Comics for the longest time.
Yeah.
Writing wise.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying that's not true.
Every single thing you've seen with Green Lantern, they've pretty much gone straight that you got from his run. Like, everything they did in the animated series was working out the storylines he did. The whole how they handled Parallax and stuff like that in the really shitty Green Lantern movie. They were basically running it off of his storylines. The animated movies are basically coming off of his storylines. He's been the guy. His Green Lantern run has been the definitive Green Lantern run for the last 15 years. Same with the Flash. And definitely with Justice Society. Like, if there's a Justice Society run at Just You Read, it's his. It's amazing. He's the reason they cast Black Adam before they thought to cast Captain Marvel. His Black Adam's amazing. Keep in mind, he's part of the reason for New 52, but it's still a step up from Zack fucking Snyder.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say this, but I will take New 52 over what they were doing with Batman v Superman any day. Oh, God.
Wow. Those are strong words there, sir.
Speaking of cinematic universes.
Oh, good Lord.
I know there are people who are going to be happy to hear this. I just couldn't care. Apparently, Universal decided they want one of their own, but instead of going like comics or toys, we're getting a Robert Ludlum cinematic universe. For those who don't know, Robert Ludlum is the guy who created The Bourne Identity.
Okay.
And he's got a series. There's like tons of books. The guy, I think he's been dead for a while, actually. But there are tons of books. If you go to like your local, even your grocery store, you'll just guarantee be at least one book that says Robert Ludlum's whatever. It's like foreign things and like this one like sort of SEAL Team 6 that's not SEAL 6. The guy does all spy thrillers and like military novel things. That's all his stuff. He's basically he's kind of like, he is the Tom, I guess what I could say is he is the Tom Clancy, what John le Carre is to the guy who made James Bond. Ian Fleming, that's the guy's name. Yeah, that's the best way I can think of it. Oh god, let's go for something that's funny on purpose. X-Men Apocalypse has released new character-centric images. And in a move that makes me insanely happy, each and every one of them is a spoof of his album cover. I like Cyclops, I wear my visor at night.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I bet you do.
By the way, I know things about that movie.
I'm excited to see it. I know that.
I'm interested.
From what I heard, the movie is like how much you'll enjoy it is more based on whether or not you're like an X-Men fan than it is on whether or not you're enjoying the franchise or like you're really into movies or something. But I will say this: there's a reason they only recently revealed in that last trailer that Wolverine's in it. There's a reason that aside that all you saw were the claws and the arm.
I'm sure.
And all I'm going to say is you will see what we should have seen in X-Men Origins Wolverine. That is the only hint I'm going to give.
Well then.
Talking big game, sir. Talking big game.
Let's see. James Franco is making his directing debut soon with the sci-fi movie Future World, which has on its cast list so far Mila Jovovich, Lucy Liu, and Academy Award-winning thespian Snoop Dogg.
I know, right?
Snoop Dogg.
Hey, y'all, come watch my hippity-dippity movie.
No.
I'm gonna rap in it, but I'll be high.
I'm curious. I'm definitely curious.
Also, thanks to some information leaks, because let's be honest, we're kind of happy that people who run security in studios don't run security for our nation. We may have the working title for the new Star Wars Episode 8 being written and directed by Rian Johnson. Star Wars Episode 8, Fall of the Resistance.
That don't sound good at all.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, I figure this is going to be like the new Empire Strikes Back. If there's no resistance at the end of the movie, that would be awesome. Because I'm like, oh shit. The good guys have like no support now.
Okay, look, if you've got a title like that, you better make sure the movie stands up to a name like that.
Well, I'm just thinking back when it was Empire Strikes Back, and sure enough, in that movie, the Empire struck back.
We'll see how badly they fall.
Much better than the Sith revenged in Episode 3.
See.
Speaking of sci-fi movies, as we move on to television, God, I wish John was here. He would love to hear this if he doesn't already know about it.
Yeah.
So, it looks like the best thing that's happened to Kevin Smith's career in a long time was he directed that episode of The Flash.
Right.
Which got him some meetings with some TV people. And the TV people said, we're thinking about making a show out of this 80s movie. Do you know anything about it? You think you might be interested? Turns out it's one of his all-time favorite films. He just about shat a brick when they gave him the choice of projects. Immediately pointed to it and said, this, we're doing this. Kevin Smith's in charge. We're getting a Buckaroo Banzai series.
You're fucking kidding me.
No.
Oh. Is Peter Weller going to be involved in it in any way, shape, or form? Because that needs to happen.
I'm pretty sure he is because him and Kevin Smith are friends.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. In fact, he tells a story about how there was like some kind of like convention thing about Buckaroo Banzai, and just because he's, just, let's be honest, he's a professional. Kevin Smith's a professional geek, so they asked him to do it. And Peter Weller like turned to like the director of the movie or something like that while he was doing his usual like 10-minute long epic spiel. And he's like, dude, we should have, like, when we first released the movie, we should have had him do all the publicity. He's doing a better job of selling it than anyone ever did. So yeah, we're getting a Buckaroo Banzai. That's the good news.
Oh, Lord.
That's not the only thing from the 80s, from 80s cinema coming to your TV screens. Or 80s TV screens. As 2 trailers came out this week for Lethal Weapon and MacGyver.
Do we have to talk about this?
Do we really?
Does this really need to be discussed right now?
Okay, one, Damon Wayans and whoever that other dude is are not Danny Glover or Mel Gibson. They're trying to make
that needed to even be said. That was just obvious.
Like the entire trailer is basically them trying to do those guys a shtick. It doesn't work.
It's horrible.
It also doesn't help that they're trying to convince us that Damon Wayans is 50, and I'm pretty sure he is, but let's be honest, he doesn't look it. He has not aged in 20 years. So the getting too old for this shit aspect of the character is kind of not working quite right.
Yeah.
His head's too bald to have gray hair, for fuck's sake. As for MacGyver, so there's going to be a Walking Dead documentary. Because AMC is not done sucking on that undead teat. But this one, at least the documentary is going to be focusing more, I think, on the comic book than just the show. But yeah.
Well, then I might actually watch it for focuses more on the comic book because, damn it, I fucking love the comic. Comic when it started reading, it was really hard to fucking put down. The show I stopped watching, and I think I believe at the end of season 3, I said fuck this shit and just.
What I get of it, like from what people tell me, watching the show is kind of like watching the Star Trek movies. You should just like go for every other installment, like every other Star Trek movie, every other like season.
I remember when The Walking Dead first came out. Fucking awesome. You know, the very first season. And then, you know, got excited, wanted to see the second season, but they had to rush to do it because they weren't expecting to do more than what they actually did.
Oh, that wasn't the problem.
Well, plus budget was
the second season. They had planned the second season. Their budget got cut in half.
Oh, I know. Their budget was very low because they were last minute everything, getting themselves together. Trust me.
And then they have like the behind the scenes turmoil and drama.
Yeah, I was obsessed with this shit. And then,
well, honestly, you know what the first season did that they haven't done since? Matched the pacing of the comic. Because an entire season on that fucking farm. They were on that farm. They were on that Herschel's farm for like 2 or 3 issues in the comic. They spent a whole season there. By the time we actually got a glimpse of the prison, they were on episode 18. In the comic, they're at the prison in they're at the prison by issue 13.
Yeah.
They even got out of that fucking neighborhood faster than they did in the show. Oh, God. Anyway. And finally, Warner Brothers has teased that they may be taking their DC TV universe to the next level next season. Because now Supergirl's home. Guess what that means?
Oh, jeez.
4-way, baby. 4-way crossover.
Oh, the nerdgasms that will be had that night. For certain people, oh god, yeah.
See, I'm saving that nerdgasm for when I finally get some decent Marvel Cinematic stuff onto like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Daredevil and stuff like that. Like, show me an Avenger. Show me Thor show up on an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I appreciate you did Sif twice. That's cool. I like the way happens in those movies affects the show. But you really want to show it's in the same universe? Put the big guns up in that bitch. That's what I'm saying. We want to see them. These people clearly enjoy playing the roles. I swear half the time they're not even taking a fee for the little shit. I wouldn't be surprised if that cameo for Thor the Dark World, Chris Evans was like, yeah, sure, I'll just show up. It's fine. I already got the costume.
Ah,
Guys, they're my favorite crickets.
you're welcome.
In play. Video game news. You're Game of Thrones fans.
Yes, I can't wait for tonight's episode. Good lord, this season.
Yes, it's playing right now. Anyway. That's why we don't have viewers.
We wait till after this to do, to watch it. So
it's a good thing this is distracting you from Twitter, because God knows the entire episode will be spoiled otherwise. Anyway, we're getting a new board game, Game of Thrones edition of Clue.
yeah,
I
so
assume the twist is that you have to figure out who didn't do it.
everyone's done something in this damn show.
Yep. Last week, we talked about how Kojima Productions released the new logo, which was very cool looking. And out it was just a headshot, there was a whole body. Well, Hideo Kojima himself went on Twitter, showed the whole body with the character's name being Ludens.
Oh, shit.
He looks awesome. And finally, there's apparently going to be a Resident Evil 7, with Capcom claiming they're going back to their roots.
Right.
They want it to be scary again. You want to scare me? Say that the next Resident Evil movie is going to come out. Because every time that gets released, I get scared.
Yeah.
And in comic book news,
Dun, dun, dun. Oh God, that face! I can't tell if that's pissed or you're just putting on a Yeah, he's just putting on a happy face.
Okay. Now, you guys have noticed that I'm not sure what the word to go with, but definitely I've had a more positive reaction to things coming from DC lately.
They just fucked it all up, didn't they?
It took me an hour and a nap to calm down from one of the things I'm about to reveal. See, Rebirth #1 is supposed to come out this Wednesday, but naturally, you know, just like with movies and like pilots to television shows and things, they release things out early to critics, and sometimes they'll put an embargo up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the circumstances in which Bleeding Cool News got their hands on a copy meant that they were not tied down by the embargo. And this is the thing that kicks off what's going to be the status quo for DC for the foreseeable future. So, these are the things we know. We will see the return of popular characters like Wally West. You guys remember was the Flash in the Justice League cartoons. And for many people is the Flash. Ted Kord, the Blue Beetle. Jackson Hyde, who's the Aqualad that was first introduced in Young Justice and was later put into DC continuity because he was so popular. Okay. So those characters are all coming back. There will be 3 Jokers. See, that one's just weird.
Yeah.
Do it. Okay, so there's 3 Jokers. Okay, fine. A big plot point is that they'll notice that 10 years are missing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
I don't need the coffee now. A big part of DC mythology is that their version of the Big Bang looks like a hand in a vortex. One of the big reveals is that for at least New 52, that hand belongs to Dr. Manhattan, which means they're going to make Watchmen continuity.
Well, then.
Has to happen.
Ah!
I'm not happy. You'll be fine. Calm down. This guy over here.
It's oh.
Dun dun dun.
There's a man online named Nash. He's a reviewer. He's been with Channel Awesome forever. Has a show called What the Fuck Is Wrong With You. Spent a solid hour straight on Twitter on a rant about this. Like I said, I needed an hour and a nap. I'm still a little sore. Coffee! Wonderful coffee. God, I wish I had some fucking further. Moving on. There's a new comic coming out called Mycroft Holmes. I'm going to say the name of the writer of this comic, and then you guys are going to go, what the fuck? This comic will be written by, this is not a joke, I am not making this up, this is not me bringing brevity after that wonderful revelation, this is true. I can't believe I'm saying this. The comic book Mycroft Holmes will be written by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay, I had heard something about this, and I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like one of those Metallica plays gas station on Route 21 kind of deal.
Well, don't forget, CM Punk is a professional comic book writer now.
And CM Punk supposedly was going to be an MMA fighter, right? Uh-huh.
And Gerard Way has a huge following in the comic book community for his comic book work.
Yeah, whatever you say. Well,
I swear, people are becoming superstars so they can get into the comic book field.
That's ridiculous. Like, ugh.
If you are a 90s comic fan, I have good news for you. In the miniseries God Eater, they're bringing back a very popular anti-hero from the 90s. Back when there was a thing called Chaos Comics, this will be the return of Evil Ernie.
Evil Ernie.
Yep.
That guy.
Yep. I'm surprised there isn't some kind of crossover where he meets the Joker. Those two would be interesting to see interact with each other. Okay, here's something that'll make you guys happy. Dynamite Entertainment is releasing a one-shot just in time for the election year called Army of Darkness, Ash for President.
Of course.
My only complaint is that this isn't real life.
Yeah, no kidding.
Also, IDW has announced that they'll be releasing X-Files Origins, which will introduce a teenage Mulder and Scully. Not joking. It's funny how with comic news I have to point out I'm not making jokes. Because I honestly feel like this is the kind of thing people think I've just pulled out of my ass. And this is a medium known for its ridiculousness. I mean, we're talking about a medium where the most beloved and what's the word I'm looking for? Believable characters are aliens from another planet that look human and have godlike abilities, soldiers from World War II that are still alive as ever and have probably the greatest ass of any man on film. Oh, by the way, Attack on Titan news. There will be a coloring book.
Woo!
Hey, why not?
Like the Game of Thrones coloring book.
I have one.
One color.
I have a Game of Thrones coloring book. I also have a Harry Potter one.
Oh, it's a wedding. I better get the red crayon.
Oh, and I have a Star Wars one, too. And there's an Outlander one, too. And there's a Doctor Who one. There's different types of Harry Potter ones now. I work at fucking Michael's, okay?
So, just out of curiosity, what do you call the Game of Thrones coloring book? 50 Shades of Red? I mean...
Hey-oh. I'll be here all night.
I actually haven't even colored anything. But I have them, damn it.
It's that time again.
No!
Oh.
Put your head down, Wookie. Pay respect.
Jolene K. Martinez, the younger sister of Dog the Bounty Hunter, has passed away at the age of 62. Oh, this is one that's definitely going to hurt the geek world. If you're a fan of Digimon, the original voice actress for Sora in Japan, Yuko Mizutani, passed away at 51. Longtime correspondent for 60 Minutes, Morley Safer, passed away at 84, shortly after announcing his retirement.
I was like, hey, it wasn't long after that.
John Barry, of the founding member of the Beastie Boys, at age 52. Alan Young at age 96, and if you look at me and say, who the fuck is Alan Young, I'll say either Mr. Ed, or if you're not that old, Scrooge McDuck. That was the voice. And at age 51, we have one Megadeth, Nick Menza.
Bye, sir.
I really want to be at that concert in the afterlife, but I don't want to have to pay the ticket to see it.
Yeah, I know. The price is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Science, folks.
Science!
We're taking a close look at the blue galaxy as maybe, just maybe, it may give some clues to the origin of the universe. Oh god, it's blue. Please tell me it's not shaped like a big can. It's already bad enough that Watchmen is being made into actual DC continuity. I don't need it made into actual continuity too. That'll cause so many problems. On the other hand, it might play like Trump with it. Anyway. I'm so happy. One of the greatest accomplishments ever in the entire history of medicine happened in the last week. And before you idiots say it's something like the fact that, you know, some of the test animals, we were able to get HIV off of their DNA. Yeah, we did that too. But come on. We know what the big one is. The first actual successful penis transplant.
Oh, dear Lord. Did it work? I mean, like, fully work?
Yep, but we won't know for sure how well it works until we have him watching Deadpool. If the direction will last longer than 4 hours, you're welcome.
Well, I don't know. That's on everybody's mind right now.
A video has surfaced of a giant fireball that went over the sky. Don't know what the fuck that's about. Just thought I had to bring it up so that those of you who are conspiracy theorists can have your fun. The truth is out there. Seriously. And also on Mars. There's lots of chocolate and... Wait, wrong Mars. That's a Mars bar. We have found evidence of possible, at some point, that Mars had tsunamis. We know this because we found the deposits. And now...
Scary.
Our final topic for the evening, miscellaneous. When I arranged these, I knew I was looking forward to this. Easily one of, if not the best miscellaneous we've probably done since we started the show.
All right. Spit it out.
Spanish soccer team, CD Palencia, has shown their new uniforms based off of the Colossal Titan from Attack on Titan.
Oh,
no.
They look awesome and badass, and if I was an opposing team on the field, I would be scared shitless of them because they really look like they have no skin. YouTube has made me happy with the commercial Cialis for those who suffer from adamantium dysfunction.
Oh, wow.
Featuring Wolverine and X-23.
Nice.
But, no.
We have to give a shout out to Awesome Cosplay. Good God, I wish John was here. He would have loved this. I'm sure he already knows about it. As we all know, one of the current trends in cosplay is to, instead of making yourself up like a realistic version or just taking actual clothes and being a pitch perfect to the detail version of a character, to actually paint yourself, your body, and your clothes so you look like an actual two-dimensional comic book panel.
Yeah.
Emma Rubini has done this with Tank Girl, and it is amazing.
It is quite beautiful.
It would be more beautiful if it was... Oh, I forget the actress's name. Fuck. Lori Petty. There we go. I miss 90 Lori Petty.
I really, really liked it. I mean, simple, black and white. Looks
Yep. Pornhub wants to make your life better.
Oh, sure they do.
Of course they do. And how do they not?
Yeah. Which is why they have come up with BangFit. An
Bang.
app that allows you to use your porn addiction, habit, to help you get fit.
Right.
Hey, I'm willing to try it.
You don't need to lose any weight.
No. Really good.
I'm sure it also helps to build muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want tickets to the gun show, baby, comes the price.
I'm
Wow,
gonna
lines like that. It's
Yeah.
I am going to pretend you didn't even say that.
Oh, yeah.
Your guys' view of romance must be amazing. That's right, honey. This time we're using the beaker sex bucket.
Oh, there it is. We don't have them.
Why does that make me laugh? Whew. Okay, back to Star Trek again. Remember earlier I said that Justin Lin, the guy who's directing Star Trek, before that he's known mainly for Fast and Furious movies, has earned my respect. You stood up for the fans. You may remember I mentioned earlier that Paramount was like put a lawsuit against this fan production called Star Trek Axanar, which everyone's looking forward to. A lot of effort went into it. Like, it looks like something that was actually done by Paramount. They put that much work into it. Like, if I remember correctly, the guy played Tuvok on Voyager for 7 years. He reprised his role in everything, and then Paramount decided they were going to be dicks. Well, Justin Lin himself, more than anybody else, according to J.J. Abrams, like, not only got online and talked about on Twitter how it was bullshit, while he was directing Star Trek Beyond, mind you, but he actually was talking to the studio heads themselves and got them to take the lawsuit away. It has been dropped. I'm glad you guys are excited for this. Supernatural? Did you guys enjoy the jokes about the brothers having sex with each other in fan fiction? Actually, I like how every time they bring it up on the show, what bothers the brothers isn't that it's gay, it's that they're like, they know we're brothers, right? But if I remember correctly, it was in the convention episode where Sam's like, yeah, that seems to turn them on more.
Yeah.
And if you think that's as meta as the show gets,
I know it's not.
oh, wait till you get to episode 200.
Well, there you go.
Like, I mean, so much has happened.
Well, before we get too into that, we got 2 more news items. Both of these bring me great joy. Do you want to have the cockles of your hearts warm? Do you want me to warm your cockles?
That's a lot of cockling.
I'll do anything to keep them warm. I'm going to hold your cockles and warm them with this story.
Just say it.
So some kid had his Pokemon collection stolen. And the police officer came along, and it's rare these days to get a good story about a police officer. This dude went above and beyond the call of duty. This is a police officer all should like be taking after. You know what this guy did when he found out this kid's Pokemon card collection had been stolen? He gave him his Pokemon card collection.
Aww.
You look out for each other.
That's pretty cute.
That is how that's the serve and protect and serve, people. That's policing done right. We're nearing the end of the show and I still have some cough left. This is the gift. It's just fun giving. And finally, a shout out to Kansas City, Missouri, who have decided that May 21st, or at least yesterday, was officially, according to them, Stan Lee Day.
Yay!
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
I hope he made a cameo.
I would
No,
hope
it would be really awesome if at the end of Stan Lee Day, Stan Lee himself showed up and acted as the DJ at their local strip club. Please tell me you guys watch the special features on the Blu-ray where he talks about his only regret is that he never found out if the dancer he announced actually came up on stage. And he because it was an actual strip club they did it in, and he was worried that he may have built up the wrong dancer.
I didn't see that part.
Wow.
Oh, Stan Lee, I love you. That's all the news for this week. I'm sure you guys are planning to carry on like a wayward son.
Oh no, it's gonna be Game of Thrones, and then might finish off True Detective. We actually squeezed that in the first season. 1.
One of these days, I'm gonna start remembering things other than the fact that Alexandra Daddario gets naked.
Oh wait, we only have 2 episodes left of season 1.
Oh, so you already seen Alexandra Daddario naked? Okay.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of shit in that show.
I think it's a very dark show. I think the reason I keep going back to the Alexandra Daddario naked thing is because it's positive. Like, she's a beautiful young woman. She has a great body. And if I'm not thinking about that, then I think about how one dude is ruining his marriage. The other dude is probably the most depressing character in television history. How there's lots of brutal mutilations. I can think about the other girl that character sleeps with, but she was complete total fucking psycho. I'm like, dude, do not have sex with the girl you met when she was a teenage prostitute. What is wrong with you? No.
Yeah,
that is not, no.
we were like, don't sleep with her. Don't. Oh, fuck, you slept with her.
It's like, you can see the look on his face, too. That wonderful look where it's like you're busting a nut and you know you're making a mistake at the exact same time. On the other hand, I will forever love at least that first season of the show because it proved to me that, yes, Matthew McConaughey is a fantastic fucking actor and we have been underserving him all this time.
I usually don't care for Woody Harrelson or Matthew McConaughey.
But the way they work together in this show is just fucking unbelievable.
I love it. Fucking love it.
Is
fucking
So, but yeah, after this, Game of Thrones, and then probably finish off True Detective. I am off tomorrow. So guess what? My ass is watching all goddamn day tomorrow.
I don't get
Game of Thrones, True Detective, and whatever's left of season 5 of Supernatural. I'm sure
Oh, no.
in a way that you go, what the fuck? Now I have to start watching season 6.
No, Game of Thrones tonight, True Detective tonight. Tomorrow, Supernatural.
Let me know when you get to the UFO episode.
I will.
Well, who am I kidding? Okay, folks, for anyone who's still catching on to this last tail bit of just miscellanea that we're just randomly talking about, throughout the week, we've been getting updates from Pixie on our message feed of what she's seen on the show.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep my
second when you said Paris Hilton, what the fuck? Because I completely forgot she was on an episode.
I was like, oh my god. But then to see Sam chop off her head with an axe was just fucking beautiful.
It's like, I'm half tempted to see if we should create a Twitter account where you just post up all the shit that's coming to your mind as you're watching the show.
No, I mean, trust me, I've wanted to say a lot more, but I've been trying to be good. What the fuck have you and John
remind me of a coworker I had where I had to explain to him what Supernatural was because all he knew about it, his entire image of what the show was based off the Tumblr post.
Oh, and by the way, thank you, Jen, for being my friend and talking me through this chaos that is this Supernatural. She just recently binge watched all of it herself. So I'm like, okay, so I'm at this point. We just sit there and talk about it. So. Fuck.
Yeah, I will go back to my Star Trek watching, and also I take occasional Star Trek breaks to watch. I got a new box set, and well, see if you can figure out what it is.
Wow.
Really? That's awesome.
That's old school.
John Huston as the original Gomez. Rob Julia did a good job, but dude, no one beats the original Gomez.
Nah.
That's it for High Class Geek News. For those of you who watch it, thank you. We will be back next week, as we are every week, Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm, of course, your friendly neighborhood geekzoid, Evan Ransom. I have been joined today by the adorable couple that is Jixie.
Hi.
Who got to witness me nearly lose my shit because Watchmen apparently will be talking about. This is the friendship ring.
Breathe.
This is the Death's Head ring.
Breathe.
I don't know who is responsible, but they have become the third name on the punch list. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.